There is power in symbols and symbolism, what things represent. So what I want to do is just go over a quick trick that I use every single day that just kind of keeps me in the right frame of mind. This video is really nothing fancy at all, just a quick tip on something that I use to kind of play mind games on myself. And as a trader, if you've traded before, you know it's a very mental game. If you've never traded, then you will quickly realize how mental of a game it is, when you start to put your real money on the line. And the quick trick that I use is all about symbols and symbolism, right? Think about the bat signal, right? Everybody knows what that is and what that symbolizes. Uh-oh, the bad guys are in trouble. Batman's coming. But what I like to use is this right here as my symbol. And if you've seen, the front page of my site or, I guess the cover image of my live trading videos, you've seen this. Maybe you've always wondered what this is. Why is it in a bunch of those pictures? Why is it by my computer? Well, this is wings. Wings as in what pilots get in the military. And this is legit. Like, this is actual wings. And the way I got these was my brother-in-law went to the Naval Academy. And, Naval Academy, if you're not familiar, this is like the cream of the crop. Good, solid people. And one of his best buddies there ultimately became a Marine helicopter pilot of Cobras. And because he was a pilot, because he went through all the training, he got his wings. And I eventually met up with him. My brother-in-law, we go camping every now and then, and they invited his friend with us for the week. And, good guy, just talking, and I always commented, oh man, I think, who doesn't love pilots? I mean, especially if you've seen Top Gun and the wings, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These things, pilots, man, pilots are awesome. And I just, you let him know that. And because he was a very thoughtful individual, he mailed me a set of wings. And like I said, they're actually pretty heavy. These are not plastic. This is the real thing. I feel kind of guilty because I did not earn these. But that's why I'm trying to put them to good use still in another type of way. And that's why I keep them by my desk, because stop and think about what wings represent from the military perspective. If this doesn't represent discipline, hard work, keeping a cool head, I don't know what does. I mean, let's add some numbers. I don't know the exact numbers, but we're talking pieces of equipment that cost millions upon millions of dollars. We're not talking about some Lamborghini. We're not talking about some Ferrari. We're not talking about some Maserati that, if it does actually cost $2 million, whoa, no, these things cost tens of millions of dollars, these pieces of equipment. And who gets to fly them? People that were disciplined enough, people that were hardworking enough, people that could keep cool minds, collective minds, in order to earn these wings. And as traders, that's what I'm always trying to remind myself when I'm trading. Be disciplined. It takes hard work. Stay cool, stay calm. You can't freak out. Just honor the plan, honor the strategy. For a pot, honor the mission, stick to the mission. Whatever you're told, listen to the rules. And there's so much in my mind, and like I said, this is why it's a mind trick. Maybe you're not seeing these connections, but I'm not saying you go get a pair of wings. I'm saying, is there any sort of symbolism? Is there something that you can put by your trading desk, by whatever your trading thing is, that kind of reminds you of the different personality traits that you need to have as a trader? And I think what it takes to earn this, the people that earn this and therefore are allowed to fly pieces of equipment that are tens of millions of dollars, yeah, those traits, those personality characteristics are what I need to have as a trader. Again, hard work, discipline, motivation, perseverance, honoring the plan, sticking to the rules, all that sort of stuff. So whether it's wings or whether you have something else that maybe can trigger certain thoughts, yeah, give it a try. It really does help out. And, it's been at my computer for at least the past, I'm trying to think when I first met him, probably four or 5 years. And, now I'm not saying that this means I never have losing days anymore. In fact, because of it, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we always got to try to give ourselves edges in the mental realm of trading. And this is one edge that I like to use. So look around, see if you can find yourself some symbolism that you can maybe keep by your desk. And if it helps, awesome.